We're back for more Star Trek.
Yes. The most important thing.
Star Trek is the most important meal of the weekend.
Yeah.
True.
Season 3 means everything's getting good.
Yeah, the first episode we're doing today is Equilibrium, where Jadzia finds out that she used to be a murderer. So that should be fun. That's good. She probably generally prefers not being a murderer, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It already happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of stuck with her because she hunted down and killed the albino in that one episode, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
So
And then Ezri almost murders someone.
yeah, with the coolest looking rifle in all of Star Trek.
She was wearing Jem Hadar goggles to try and see through the walls. Or not Jem Hadar, Vorta. Those things they wear on the Dominion ships because they don't have view screens, apparently.
Yep.
Well, whether these are my dogs is somewhat of an ambiguous question. They were my dogs for 16 years, but they're my parents' dogs and I've since moved out. So, they haven't been my dogs for a while now.
We're adorable.
They're good dogs. That's Brandy, the golden retriever. She's fluffy. Well, she was fluffy. That's Uther. Which, I tell people it's named after Uther Pendragon, because, everybody loves Uther Pendragon. And, not so many people would understand if I said it was named after Uther Lightbringer. Just go with Pendragon. You may know Uther Pendragon as the father of King Arthur, who pulled Excalibur from that rock that one time.
Now I got it.
Yep.
Does nobody here know who Uther Pendragon is? Uther
No, I got
Pendragon's a
it.
pretty cool guy.
Yeah, I got it. I went to school with him. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Mark Twain, kid in King Arthur's court.
And with this nice slideshow, you get to see Uther grow up. Saw him as just an initial puppy, and he's growing into a full adult dog. Now he's in his teenage years. Oh, tragically in this picture, I'm not wearing black socks. Horrifying. They were white. I used to wear white socks. Who does that? Gross. Just killing time, letting people get into the stream, letting people click onto it. Oh no, you can see my hand. Now you know that I'm white. The horror.
Say you're sorry right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being very, very white. I don't see the sun. What are you talking about? There's another minute to go, then we'll be starting on Deep Space Nine, Season 3, Episode 4, Equilibrium. Oh, now Uther's getting to be more of an adult. That's good, he's growing up.
How do I not have any sweet and sour sauce? This is an outrage.
What's that show in the background? Was that a Star Trek episode I was watching? I don't know.
On the surface of it, doesn't look like it. Looks like
No.
some other movie credits.
It kind of looked like it was using the font from Enterprise, but yeah, I don't recognize the title sequence. Which I should recognize the title sequence because obviously I watched it. That's my
Aww.
friend's dog that I was dog sitting for a while. I think I had that dog for a month. He was a really good dog, though. Uther's best friend, in fact. Those dogs loved each other. They don't really see each other anymore, but, Alright, we're coming up on start time. I'll cue myself up to Star Trek, press play in 3, 2, 1, play. probably should have also mentioned, if anyone would care to join the voice chat, there's a link to Discord in the description. It's open to anyone.
But you have to understand the mechanics of warp drive.
Exactly. And ideally have headphones on. That's always nice.
I see.
I hope I'm not boring you.
Cisco, better
Just
cook
because I
than
don't
Riker.
need food, Commander,
Why is-
doesn't mean I'm not interested in its
Why is that pan so high above the
fascinated
heater?
by the human
It's not a burner, it's like an
operation.
electric stove.
Oh,
It's like a good 6 inches above it.
It's a cast iron pan too.
I mean, hey, cast iron still works in the future.
Space cast iron.
Space cast iron. It's from an asteroid.
It's all in the wrist.
It's actually duranium alloy.
Where did you
Looks
learn all
similar.
this?
In my father's restaurant in New Orleans.
What are we having? It smells
I mean,
delicious.
Wrecker's dad
Black
wasn't
and red
a.
fish with cream spinach and sauteed
He hated cooking.
beets.
You don't like beets, Doctor?
Well, they're not exactly.
This was our first establishment of
That's because you
Joseph
haven't
Sisko
prepared for
being a chef in New Orleans.
Agent chef.
Beets are a very misunderstood
Thought that-
vegetable.
I wonder if we're going to establish Sisko's sister at this point. We know he has one, but we never met her.
Oh, what a day. I just spent 6 hours in one of the upper pylons trying to get the new sensor relay online.
Help yourself to something. Dinner?
Yeah, no, character development's still there. Don't worry about it.
I've been looking forward to this all
In the newer
day.
shows.
I hope you like beets.
I love them.
I think Odo's good at
comfortable
stirring
place,
since he's a
even
liquid himself.
He understands the liquid. You can hear the show
Find
audio.
something amusing, Major.
Oh, I just think you look so
Oh, you can. Oh, no.
cute.
Oh, no. Hang on. Hang on. I'll fix it.
Oh. we might
Okay,
have to
now you
restart
can't hear
the
it
whole
anymore.
stream.
Now you can't hear it anymore. We're fine. It's fine. Yeah, you were able to hear that because for a game I play, I route my browser audio to my microphone input, and that lets me play some music over communications. Only if other people like it, though. I don't just blast reggae into people's ears. Typically jazz. Everyone loves smooth jazz.
Quiet. Oh, sorry. That you're the host. You can talk whenever you want.
Do you not like smooth jazz?
No, I was just saying quiet in response to Jadzia's. It's a lovely melody.
How similar is this to the music in Discovery, which I don't want to extrapolate on, but the music in Discovery?
It sounds similar.
I need to hear it on a violin. And what's she up to? 6 or 7 lifetimes worth of memories? There's probably a number of things that are kind of half forgotten.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do the symbionts have a childhood themselves or just the hosts?
Hmm.
I mean, because I know they go from person to person, but, you know.
Very good question.
Oh, that's true. The season and episode of this are season 3, episode 4, and the episode of Discovery with the music is season 3, episode 4. Interesting.
Good
Interesting.
observation, chat. We have the best chat on all of YouTube, I gotta say.
I wonder if that's intentional. Interesting. Yeah, I assume symbionts probably just hang out for a bit until they're fully grown. That would be my guess, but I don't think we have even any books about child symbionts.
I mean, I remember from the one episode, they're all in the pool and, like, they share electrical current or whatever. So I don't know if the symbiotes share memories. So that's kind of like building a childhood. I don't know.
The symbiont
Just a
pools are
thought.
kind of like the Great Link, maybe.
Yeah.
That's true. And in the DS9, we see and in TNG, the symbionts are like larger slugs, but by the time we get to Discovery, they're like little mini snails almost, like with pincers.
I thought they were pretty big. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I don't remember them being small in Discovery.
And then also we don't see the collective memory thing that we see in Discovery and the earlier shows. Dax is ruining dinner.
Well, maybe you should find something to talk about, Cisco, if you don't like her humming. Just distract her. Just staring at her.
Why aren't they playing 3D space chess?
Oh yeah.
Cisco's old-fashioned like that. Or maybe Jadzia, the Daximian is so old that 3D chess wasn't invented. So this is just what Jadzia feels comfortable with, what she's used to.
Those are called Staunton chess pieces. They're weighted, and he's using a marble board, which is interesting.
Very fancy.
Yeah, definitely. We got the Voyager uniforms now. Well, I think we had them for a little bit.
Man, I just want them to switch to like the gray suede things.
First
Those
contact.
were great. Alright, chill out, Jadzia. No one's attacking you. Is that true, or is she just mad? Rude.
There's another chess table in the corner. How many
Yeah,
chess games does you have going on?
It's like poker. In TNG, they have poker with the senior staff. In this show, Cisco plays chess with everyone on the senior staff. So he has to have a bunch of boards set up so people can come in and out. Oh, there's that guy in the background who looks kind of like a Jem'Hadar. He showed up before.
Yeah, I was about to say, what alien is that?
So Dax turned the game of chess into 52 pickup.
Is that even a game that has rules? Because I remember I saw like a game thing, like a game container that was being sold with sticks in it. It was just you pick up the stick. What's the point?
No, I think the joke is like there's 52 cards in a deck of cards. So you ask, how do you play 52 pickup? You just throw all the cards on the floor.
I know, but somebody actually, at least one
Selling that
company
in a
actually
box?
sold a thing with sticks about just picking up sticks. What's
I guess it's an old game like Tiddlywinks or something. You know how to play Tiddlywinks?
no?
It's like jacks and a ball. And like you have to pick up the jacks by the time the ball bounces up in the air and catch the ball too.
I've played
Okay.
that, yeah.
It's like a.
It's better
20
than just
game.
picking up sticks.
Yeah, that's true. That's where 1, 2 buckle my shoe, 3, 4 open the door, 5, 6 pick up sticks comes from. People were bored
Oh.
back then. It was either that or baseball.
By the way, YouTube chat, how does the Discord volume compare? Am I louder than the other people in Discord? Which you're free to join, by the way, link in the description. Oh, he takes off his mask. There's another mask.
Just have headphones.
It's masks all the way down.
Headphones for Dak's sake.
I just realized I had a. Oh no. I had a Quark related dream last night.
Oh,
That's awkward.
Oh, that was
you were a
weird.
murderer in a past life too.
No, I had a dream where there was like a drawing, like a design sketch of Quark's lobes. It was like a topographic map. Why? Alright, I'll bump up Fiddle's volume. It should be better now.
I think it was about the quality because my mic is like $11 worth.
I mean, your quality sounds okay.
Thanks. Yesterday, by the way, my quality was pretty bad. Reasons.
I
But anyway.
didn't notice.
Thanks.
Yeah, hang on. Now I need to. Now I need to open up Paint and just show what I saw in that dream.
Yes. I've never had a dream with Quark in it, by the way.
I mean, it wasn't Quark himself. It was like an artist sketch, but like a topographic map.
You've been doing the stream too much, Orion. You gotta do some other.
Okay, so
Maybe you need a dog.
so pretend this thing in the middle is like the basis of Quark's ear, like Armin Shimmerman's real ear. And these lines around the outside indicated all the differences in the prosthetic ears, like where they were raised up, where they went up. And for some reason, I guess this was like a digital drawing, because someone was manipulating the image, like moving around the lines, like raising them up and dropping them down. It was like a 3-dimensional thing. It's like how. It's like, how is this going to affect it? It's like, well, you're going to be changing the size of Quark's ears, and that was it. That was the whole dream. Why? Why would you give me that, brain? Why? What are you preparing me for with this information?
I think we should all raise money so we can give to an Axar. And then you can go on the show and be a Ferengi and get your ears done.
With
Go fund me.
a digital drawing topographic map of ears.
It was weird seeing Quark on that Ferengi ship in TNG yesterday.
Yeah. That's probably what prompted that dream, to seeing Quark again with different ears.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, maybe this is the episode with the pool.
It is.
Yeah, we're getting a pool here.
Electrified cesspool. Whenever anyone says cesspool, I actually think of the Trill.
Trill
ground
symbiont
and
ponds?
Yeah, that's what a cesspool is.
If you say so.
It's something like that.
Okay, they're 37 hours away from Trill now, though this might be a bit into the trip. Oh, you're gonna have to get used to multiple new Daxes, Ben. That's gonna be a thing that happens.
Oh, you get a haircut.
Siddiq did?
Hmm.
Siddiq al-Tahil al-Fadil Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmad Abu Karim al-Mahdi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still not sold on those pajamas of Julian's. I'm not keen.
Get used to them. He doesn't get rid of them.
No, he even has them in season 6 and 7. He's a very consistent man. But the real question is, what is he wearing on his feet?
Whenever I heard the word Spartan in reference to furniture or decor, I would think of the Defiant. It's literally stacks
pretty Spartan.
of bunks.
Jadzia just doesn't want to go back to school. I mean, even if you had a great high school experience, who wants to go back? Who wants to go visit? Nobody does that.
Nope.
She doesn't want to go back to the Trill Symbiosis Commission.
Wonder if she has stress dreams about it still.
Probably. Does she dream about Quark's ears? She does spend a lot of time with him. Notice how the camera operator is only showing us their top halves. They're afraid to show us the feet. This is something you'll notice throughout the entire series.
Isn't it? But aren't they wearing like something under their feet so they don't make noise when they walk?
Maybe, yeah. Patrick Stewart famously wore slippers in Best of Both Worlds.
So before in episode 1, we were wondering if that was her real hair. It's down now. It probably was all that hair.
It's certainly much better hairstyle than what she was rocking before.
It was a great haircut, episode 1. Look, it's way down.
Oh, the top bunk. How kind of you.
Her hair is all the
Is
way
it-
down to her mid-back.
Well, Curzon fell out of a tree. I thought she was going to reference the shuttlecraft accident again somehow. It seems to always be the shuttlecraft accident.
Oh wow! I just realized she has like what 6-7 lifetimes of accumulated fears from traumatic accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's died so many times.
At least Curzon. Didn't Curzon die on Risa?
He died.
Supposed.
I mean, we saw he was alive when the symbiont was transferred, and generally transferring the symbiont kills the host.
The way Jadzia tells it is that he died with his family around him and doctors trying to keep him alive longer, and Curzon was fighting them off. But later in the series, they claim that he died by Jamaharon on Risa. I don't know why they change it.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
One line I like, I don't know if it's in this episode or later, but she goes, "You never get used to dying, even though it's happened to you like 7 times."
Yeah. This woman kind of looks evil.
Yep.
I don't
Is
trust
Jadzia
her.
weird?
Is Jadzia what?
She says Jadzia weird. She calls her Jadzia.
Jadzia.
They were
Maybe
first
that's
in
how
an
it's
episode.
pronounced in Trill.
Or it's just an actress that they didn't coach properly.
Yeah. Jadzia, previous host Corzo.
Look, new hairstyle for Jax. Get your bun in a knot.
You know, all those sudden fears that are developed, that was probably quite a nightmare for Esri, who, wasn't prepared for it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just suddenly afraid of so many different things. That's called a murderer, Jadzia.
Right, this hallucination just got real.
So, what is everyone else saying? Was she just throwing Julian around the room?
She was about to break his nose.
Or was Julian just sort of watching her like dance around the corridor?
She was going full Miyagi on him.
Did Dex come onto the show Lieutenant Junior grade or full lieutenant?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Well, we can find out. Let's see, Google.
There's a machine for that.
Jadzia
Isn't there?
Dex pilot episode.
She was always a science officer, so and we don't get an official promotion.
It looks like she was full lieutenant.
Okay.
Not any host that you remember, Jadzia. Wait, is this the same actress as Alexis from Paradise?
No, I don't think
She
so.
sounds like her.
No, that actress had like more vibration or whatever in her voice. I mean, she could change her voice, but I don't
Yeah,
think
suppose.
She's a
But the actress
professional.
who played Alexis she had a really weird cadence to her voice. Like,
yeah. I thought that the doctor was the same as Lenora Khan from the lesbian kiss scene.
no, that's also a different actress. She's that actress actually plays a couple different roles in Star Trek.
Oh, Paradise was the one where they Cisco and O'Brien crash onto the Amish planet.
Yeah, they put Cisco in
And-
the box.
Except they're evil Amish. They're not the regular nice Amish. They're evil Amish. Because Alexis became a cult leader.
It wasn't lesbian so much as it was heterosexual or transgender.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's complicated.
I'm being pedantic.
Well, I mean, they were both women at that point. They were both biologically female at that point,
Mhm.
and women, and they apparently were interested in each other. I think that counts.
Okay.
For the TV censors, let's say it counts.
True. And for history.
Things get complicated when you're changing all the time.
The cesspool.
That's just insulting to the symbionts. Calling their pool a cesspool? What are you doing?
Sorry.
Jadzia heard you, she'd smack you.
True.
Yeah, that doctor. This is her only role in Star Trek ever. So
Now I'm thinking this guy's from every single character that shows up. I think, oh, this person looks familiar. It's not important though. It doesn't matter. That's not going to stop me from looking it up.
Next thing you know, you're gonna have spots on his face in your sleep. You need to get you a dog again, Ryan.
So we did see this actor, the Trill guy, in another episode recently in TNG. He was on Wesley's team, Planet Survey team, whenever they did
Oh,
that.
that guy.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I remember
Good.
him. He was pretty cool.
Now he checks the pH in the pool water.
Yes, he was Ensign Davies.
He's the lifeguard in the pool.
Is he feeling like the symbiont kicking? Or is this telepathy that's going on?
So like the official doctor doesn't know them, but midwife does.
What's that actor's name?
I closed it up. Let me Control Shift
Nicholas-
T to reopen it. Michael
Nicholas
Cascone. Nicholas Cascone. Nicholas Cascone.
Hmm.
And this won't be the last time we see the Trill symbiont pools. We're definitely going to see them again.
Like the midwife knowing more than the obstetrician.
Well, the thing is, the doctor actually does know what's going on. She's just lying.
Mhm.
She's just an evil doctor.
All the doctors on Trill are evil liars. Like Anthony Fauci.
Don't get his video flagged for misinformation about COVID.
Oh no, someone pressed the dislike button on this video. Oh no. The dislikes, the only thing the dislikes do is try and adjust how it works on the algorithm. And the algorithm is literally never going to push these streams anyway. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
One day you're gonna get 1 million views on all these videos, Ryan.
No.
I really
No.
think so. I really think so.
Oh, dude's got a poker.
No.
That looked like it hurt.
There are some people who go through and press dislike on anything that's not an intake. Some people go through and do that. But, I mean, it's YouTube. You just gotta work with it.
Some people have too much time on their hands.
Yeah. I feel like this probably isn't supposed to be happening. The seizures. It's probably bad.
I don't know.
It's a nice looking place. Is this how it looks the next time we see it? Or I should say, the latest time we see it.
I don't think we see any buildings. I think it's all just some
They-
garden.
At least, yeah, we might see them from ground level a little bit, maybe. I need to look back.
They make it sound like no one who's a joined host ever becomes a murderer. Like,
Oh, here we see Jadzia's spots do go all the way down to her feet.
Oh, I missed it.
Which it makes it a bit odd that Julian keeps asking.
Julian has a dirty mind.
Especially since, I mean, he's probably given Jadzia a physical. He's probably seen her feet before.
Yeah.
Maybe she was
Just-
wearing socks.
Maybe she was wearing socks during the physical, refusing to take them off. Proper Starfleet officer she is.
Maybe he just likes using that as a pickup line.
Do Trill socks
we
have
all-
spots going down the sides of them? I'm going to assume yes.
I'm gonna send you a pair of socks with brown dots on them, drawn in marker. Black socks, so you don't wear white ones.
Who wears white socks? I mean, who does that? Nobody does that. Captain Dayton of the USS Solvang wears white socks. You don't want to be like Captain Dayton of the USS Solvang. Only the trillionaires have that many spots. It's a good point. It's expensive to maintain.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think you can dislike comments, but I can ban the user.
You can remove comments.
I can remove them, but I could also just ban them.
Hmm.
Or promote to moderator. I should probably have some of those. It doesn't matter.
It's not that big of a show yet.
Yeah, so far I don't think I've had to remove like 2 comments throughout all the streams. Oh, and of course that was that same cave set. Naturally.
Oh right. The one where all the bad guys hang out.
Yeah, and Cisco walked past that ledge that people stand on and talk dramatically down.
Oh yeah.
The 2 comments that he had to remove, they were basically some guy who, like, his only thing he came in was like, "Oh, your voice is annoying. I hate these videos." It's like, okay, good for you. It's like I didn't think that guy would be actually providing any helpful commentary, so I just banned him.
You did the
Worked
right
out.
thing.
Remove the first one, ban after the second.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. They're gold.
Now you're allowed to not like my voice, but
It has
I'm
a
not sure that should be your
broadcast
whole
quality to it.
thing on the channel.
You got a broadcast quality to your voice, man. We all
Why,
can't have
hello
such a broadcast.
everyone. How's it going? Let me get closer to my microphone right here. You might hear the mic sort of moving around because it's kind
All
of
you need is
it's way
you
above
need
me,
is
so I
an-
have to drag it down.
Atlantic
Go ahead.
accent from like the 20s.
Sure. I don't know how to do one of those accents, but you know, I can try to learn over the next week for the next stream.
You just gotta know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I got you. Old-timey radio announcer.
Yeah. So we have the murderer's name, Joran.
Ja. Ich kann aber Deutsch sprechen. Ich kann das. Herr Bala. Wait, does this guy even have spots? Maybe the resolution is too low for me to see, but I don't see spots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's one of those TNG era Trill with no spots.
Or Discovery era.
Alright, I'm looking at that spot on his neck on the right. That's either a shadow or part of the spots. I got a screenshot. I'm
Yeah.
going to zoom in. I still can't tell. I have no idea.
Maybe elderly Trill, their spots get lighter as they age, so it's harder to see them.
Ah.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
just making shit up. I don't know.
But no, Curzon had very defined spots.
Oh, that's true.
That's
yeah.
true.
I think knew this was gonna be broadcast in SD, but they said, "Let's save the money."
I think he kind of has something along his brow ridge, actually.
Yeah, I think I see a little
I think that's
something.
just old man eyebrows.
Well, not the, like, in the center of his forehead, a little bit above his eyebrow line. I don't know.
The makeup artist was out that day.
Oh, we're getting
we're
a dramatic
zooming in
zoom in. Maybe it'll zoom in close enough for us to tell. Okay, we're zoomed in quite a bit. I still can't tell. This is just so blurry.
There's no spots on this guy.
There's spots. I see
don't think
spots.
So.
I see
Yeah,
spots.
there's
Yeah,
a
I can
couple.
see them.
Oh, there we go.
It's
Yep.
like Jerry.
All right, they did it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have spots.
We
Now
need
the question is,
we need HD DS9. That's what we need.
now the
It's not
question
gonna
is, how
happen.
far down do those spots really go?
Apparently, the guy who plays Duran is a magician whose act was based around masks. That's interesting if true. I have nothing to confirm that, but that might be true. He does really love masks in this episode. Well, just the one mask, and he just has a bunch of copies of it. Big if true, yeah. They solved it.
It's like Lori Laughlin's kids getting into UCLA.
How dare you come in here with the snark, Captain Cisco? Like, what do you mean, it's over? Could you be more specific? Oh yeah, Cisco Duran? That's pretty good. When do we see that? Is that later this season?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's season 3, yeah. And don't worry about spoilers. We can spoil anything except Discovery Season 3, because that's still airing. Spoilers are totally fine.
It is right at the end of this season that we get Cisco as Duran.
Okay. I mean, couldn't they just lie and say that Duran was determined to be compatible? And just...
Yeah.
And just that it was a bad choice? This seems like such a... so much more of an extreme lie than they need to give.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good long time. Oh, there's Jadzia spots again if you missed them before.
Oh, yeah.
Confirmed.
Also, why are trail doors curved and like bent outwards? What does that add?
It's
Is that so
shape
like
of
they
their
can wheel stretchers through that are wider around the middle point of a door? Or it just looks vaguely futuristic?
Or Alien.
Or alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy did try to steal Dax. But, I mean, hey, maybe they thought he was just one of the lucky 1,000. 1 in 1,000.
See, if we're living in this time right now, where we can barely disseminate true information to our population in a reasonable way.
Right.
Why does Cisco think that telling the entire Trill population that, hey, you can all be joined if you want, why do they think they'd believe that without question?
He's the emissary.
Yeah, but the Trill don't give a shit about that.
Sure they do. Everyone cares about the emissary. The emissary to the prophets.
No one cares about the emissary except for the Bajorans.
Brother Benny needs to speak the words. That's all it is to it. Sorry, write the words, Brother Benny. There are definitely conspiracy theories on Trill about compatibility. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
In this case, the conspiracy theorists are correct. There is a massive cover-up. I'm surprised the symbiosis pawn guy wasn't in on the conspiracy though. That's a pretty major position.
Yeah, he didn't talk to anyone though. When Julian asked him a question, he didn't even realize that he was being asked a question. It's like, yeah, you can ask me what I'm doing. It's like this antisocial pH measurer.
Just hangs out in a pond all day. All day, every day.
Glorified lifeguard.
Cave set. Also, the cave going into the background is clearly just a matte painting. You can see the bottom of it along the floor.
The good news is no future Star Trek should have to deal with this kind of dumb set reuse, because I saw the news that they're building an LED background thing like the Mandalorian uses for Discovery.
Yeah, that thing's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
It's also great for the actors because it's like
they can see what they're
green
talking
screen
to.
behind you, right? It's kind of lame, just like always being in front of a blue screen and being like dodging imaginary.
And then the lighting and reflections match perfectly. You don't need to CGI reflections onto the Mandalorian's armor.
And you can have hundreds of sets basically without building them.
If y'all haven't seen that making of video for the Mandalorian, you should definitely watch it, where they use the big fancy screen. That doesn't look like Duran.
He's played by a different guy later.
Yeah, that's 100% not the same guy.
What's the name of that video with the big screen?
I don't know offhand. I just look up
Mandalorian or why green screens are no longer part of.
I'm just gonna search Mandalorian big fancy screen and see if that comes up. Yes, that comes up immediately. Mandalorian big fancy screen. Why the Mandalorian uses virtual sets over green screen, or the virtual production of the Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah, I just popped it into the Discord.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
I like how in the future they have to sex up the murderer, make him like a real suave guy. Here he's just like some.
Link that in the YouTube chat too. She's not a murderer anymore. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. She only used to be a murderer.
And later she gets to be a sexy murderer.
I know Dex talks about her used to being a gymnast and how she uses that in her, fighting with the Bat'leth and that sort of thing. But I'm wondering if the integration of Duran helped her with that also. Kind of violent tendencies and that sort of thing.
Maybe. They reminded me of when Ezri is trying to evoke Emily, the gymnast, and it just doesn't work because they're not the same body. She keeps falling all over herself because her legs don't work like they used to.
It's a psychopath killer theme.
But it's a nice murder theme. I'd be murdered to that.
There was an artist. He was rejected from the Vienna School of Art.
Oh no.
But how is his facial hair?
He painted pretty flowers.
Honestly, I think Hitler's paintings are actually okay. I like them. Not Hitler the guy, specifically the paintings.
I like his furniture too.
Did he make furniture?
No, he was in charge of decor. He had pretty cool decor, Baroque angels everywhere.
Look, the physical embodiment of evil that they were, the Nazis had style.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Hugo Boss.
Yeah.
Architecture.
Couldn't Hugo Boss have just... That would have been so much better if those uniforms were for the good guys. Then we could have had such nice uniforms, but no, now all the fancy good-looking stuff is associated with evil. Thanks, Hitler.
Volkswagens also were like the people's car because the German Volk was like the people.
Yep.
So it's the people's.
All right, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, the Volkswagen. The people's wagon. Wagon of the people. And the mugs that I'm still not convinced anyone could drink out of meaningfully. It's gonna get stuck in the bottom.
There's a genocidal murderer deep down in all of us. That was the point of the last episode.
I see. You know, maybe the interior of that mug, maybe that the triangular bit around the bottom, maybe that's actually all filled in. Maybe it's actually just a cylinder with a fancy base. Okay, but Codpiece, does it actually have that space in the bottom, or is it actually just a cylinder? Also, it looks like it would be a pain to clean. You cannot get a sponge in there.
You really can't.
There's no way.
You don't clean dishes in the future. You just put them in the replicator.
I see.
We don't ever see anyone clean a dish, do we?
Never.
Nope.
We see Cisco cleaning some clams, oysters, but I think that's the closest.
I mean, we never see anyone go to the bathroom either.
And we only see like one Sonic shower scene in Voyager.
And like a TNG special record points out, there's one bathroom on the Enterprise D.
Would you, though? This is the future, Kira. That looks like Kira to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, thank you, Dax. We know that. You don't...
She's
Who's
still
that?
recovering from her surgery.
Who the heck is that? Is that an undercover Cardassian? Or is that Leggett or Gull's actual daughter undercover?
Looks like Seska.
Seska.
Everyone undercover is just Seska. We know this. Remember that that Cardassian disguised to be a human from the episode Tribunal? Boone? That was Seska.
Yeah, that was definitely Seska.
Crafty.
Seska's good at her job.
Yeah,
okay,
just
so
like
apparently... Go ahead.
I had a silly thing about Tasha Yar's daughter, but go ahead.
Apparently that the evil balcony lady will be showing up again, so we'll be able to find out who she is.
That's why you don't take calls like that on the promenade.
Yeah, that seems like the kind of thing she'd want to take in an office. I don't know why they have public payphones just on the promenade that officers answer.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the... Sorry, go ahead.
For you, Please.
I was looking at the memory alpha page for this episode, and it looks like there's a Veterian that's in archive footage. And I remember when Cisco... I guess that's in this episode. When Cisco goes and takes Garrick to Cardassian space, and he pretends to be Captain Veterian. Okay, so it's the same episode. Never mind. I thought it was a callback for something else.
Oh, with the Koberians.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did see Captain Veterian once in an earlier episode.
Oh, so
he
it is a callback.
Yeah, we see the Koberian freighter Rakmutus and Captain Veterian, and Cisco just steals that person's identity to use in this.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm seeing. Yeah, he was
Would
in
it-
Duet.
Yeah, that's probably gonna get actual Captain Futarian in trouble if he's still alive. People are gonna be asking questions why he was in Cardassian space.
Well, they dropped it, and then Garrick.
Yeah. I guess nobody will be asking questions based on the events of the episode, but it's still kind of mean to use a real person's identity when you're
Yeah.
going into hostile territory. Oh, the spooky music. I mean, it was pretty memorable, Kira. You were in a prison camp. People don't tend to forget that. Well, this is going to be an awkward rest of the conversation. Could you ask Julian to see if there's evidence of tampering? There's always evidence of tampering.
Kira, it turns out you had a concussion last week, and you just lost that memory. So,
It's like it's not a conspiracy. You just forgot. Chill.
you hit your head playing spring ball. It's not that big a deal.
Like we were talking about it 2 weeks ago. You don't. Oh, there's the evil balcony lady.
Who was
Nonchalant.
standing ominously earlier.
Nah, nobody needs to go with her. She'll be fine. She can take care of herself. Oh, look, there's that. That looks like the same mug, but they don't have the bait glued onto the bottom. Interesting.
Oh, Clystron. They come up later.
And that guy's plate in the background is blue, and his napkin is blue. They really like blue in the Replimat. I'm surprised the man's fork
Good
isn't
color.
new. Isn't blue.
There's no reason for a Replimat if every quarters has their own replicators.
That's not true. Deep Space Nine is like an airport if you think about it. There's probably people who pass through and never stop anywhere. Like they don't get a room on the station.
That's true. Yeah.
True. I mean,
And
it's a
Julian
huge
doesn't feel
station.
comfortable going to Garrick's quarters yet to eat.
True. But it's such a huge station. I'm sure they could assign quarters to whoever is passing through.
Maybe.
But yeah, I didn't think of that.
I forget, is this Bajoran woman evil? Is she in on it?
Not.
I don't think so.
No. So it was just very convenient for the Cardassians that she was looking into Elmspur at the time.
That's a good point.
Oh, they even colored in her spoon.
I think the women have colored spoons a lot of the time anyway.
Yeah, I'm just not clear if it's makeup or if their spoons are just blue. We need to see more Cardassian women in their spoons.
You saw the lady judge last week.
And she had a blue spoon, didn't she?
She had a big blue spoon.
Have you watched the episode with the two Cardassian scientist women?
We haven't gotten to it on the watch along yet. I've seen it though.
I think they have spoons, blue spoons. I mean,
But now she's one of you. And it's probably fairly easy to tell, like if you poke your neck ridges with a fork, do you feel anything? Because if not, they're probably not a real part of you.
Hmm.
Unless they actually, well, in Star Trek fashion, messed with her DNA to make her grow that overnight. In which case, she is a Cardassian, so what's the problem? I feel safe in spoiling this. It turns out Kira is not, in fact, a Cardassian.
No.
I know.
Jacques Hughes.
A huge surprise. Turns out Kira's a Bajoran. Who would have thought? It's a pretty good story, though. Because the Cardassians do that all the time. Whether Kira's aware of that, I don't know. Of course, they say all the time, when really it's like one or two other instances.
That we know of.
Yeah. Is that... I don't know who that guy is. We can look him up.
His name
I don't
is
recognize
Entek.
him. He's who?
His Cardassian name is Entek. I don't know about the actor.
Gregory Sierra.
Do you know that offhand, or were you also looking at IMDb?
I was looking up Memory Alpha.
Okay. Yeah, Gregory Sierra, I have him here. Control F, Star Trek. No, his only appearance on Star Trek is DS9 in this episode. He has a whole long list of credits, though, that too long to read out. Gregory Sierra, though, yeah, if you want to look him up. Residual electrostatic charge.
So someone walked across carpet.
That thing's been lingering there for like 8 hours. Isn't it a long shuttlecraft ride to Bajor?
Hmm.
I think O'Brien says it's 3 hours to Bajor from the station.
And presumably they didn't leave immediately after she was kidnapped. So
Right.
that... Wow, transporter traces really linger. Unless the Cardassians were just hanging out waiting to beam out, just like some rock or something, until just before they got there. Just to give them a clue.
Is that a genuine Cardassian optolithic data rod?
It might be a genuine Cardassian optolithic data rod. But they're manufactured only as needed on Cardassia.
That's true, yeah.
Information can only be inscribed in them once and then cannot be altered, as we know.
That is my favorite episode of all Trek.
That's everyone. Everyone loves that episode.
So good.
Computer, delete this entire log entry.
Yeah.
What's this guy's name? He's Leggett something.
To Kenny Gamore.
Lieutenant Not Lieutenant. Leggett Gamora, okay. Also, are there like comm badges or emblems on their chest? Are they modeled after their ships, or are their ships modeled after their comm badges, or some like third thing in Cardassian culture that both are modeled after? I'm thinking like maybe that's like a big Cardassian looming over something, like that V at the top is the Cardassian's eyes. There's his shoulders going down.
Mm.
You know, because it is a big brother state with their mock trials. I don't know what the pointy thing is in that case then. Maybe that Cardassian is just very thin.
You're not my real dad.
Isn't I have to look it up now. Aren't legates part of the civilian government?
I have no idea. Well, I know legate is equivalent to admiral, so there are legates in the Cardassian military.
Yeah, that's what I said. Highest ranking flag officers in Cardassian military. Huh, okay.
We know when Gul Dukat becomes leader of civilian government, he keeps the title Gul. I mean, legate Dukat would just sound weird. No, Julian, you really want to join it for a late snack. Yeah, Garrick, maybe you should have led with that instead of trying to be all subtle about it. Oh, what is that table in the center of the room? Oh, that thing looks awful.
How can you put coffee on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks cool, but yeah, it's so impractical. Like, it barely even has any usable space in the middle there.
Cardassians don't drink coffee; they drink hot fish juice.
Yeah, that's true.
No, wait, I thought that was what Klingons drink. Oh no, he got caught on Cardassia. That's right.
Chakeni Gamor, he's a nice guy. He's a good dad.
He's out of his military outfit.
He's just hanging out at home. But yeah, we don't see Cardassians out of uniform that much. Especially not men. We do see that leader of the civilian government out of uniform, the guy whose kid was orphaned on Bajor.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty rare. He also isn't in the military to begin with. The other guy. And once again, that was an episode about a child not remembering his father. And now this guy's presumed child doesn't remember her father. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true either. No, Kira, as it turns out, your mother was a comfort woman for the Nazis.
Awkward.
Do we meet the real Ilyana in beta canon? Does she show up?
No idea. I don't read Star Trek books.
Well, luckily, I have Google.
I read one Star Trek book and it was so bad.
That's generally why I don't read them.
Oh, it's so bad.
So I have
you
read
guys
some
gotta
Star
read-
Trek books. I've read the New Frontier books by Peter David. Those are actually entertaining because they are completely different. They take it. It's just in the Star Trek universe, and they don't feature. They feature Picard for like 2 chapters, and that's it. Everybody else is new. Those are decent. The rest of the ones I've read,
Has anyone read that Star Trek book by Andrew Robinson?
I did
Yeah.
read it.
It's the
It's
best.
okay. Yeah, it's just okay.
You gotta do some moderation over here, man. Gotta screen the guests a little better. You have to read at least 50 Star Trek books. I like Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens. Anything they wrote, including like 20 Star Trek books, are pretty great. Except for the ones with William Shatner. I'm joking. I love you all, by the way. And the chat.
Yeah.
That should be a meme. And we just blackmailed the troll the last episode. He's a gangster.
Mhm.
And he's the best with those one-liners. Because in that "Take Me Out to the Hollow Suite," the mom
yeah.
says, "I can't play." He's like, "That's the smartest thing you've said all day."
What were you doing? Regenerating? Best line in that whole episode.
By the way, his kid is there the whole time, and he's like berating the dad.
Knowing Cardassians, all of those like holes in the table is like you put one trinket in for every family member that died or something.
Kira looks really good as a Cardassian. Looks even better than Kalar from yesterday. It's an Apple Watch.
I kind of get that impression.
They're on par. On par, I would say.
I don't know. The Cardassians and Romulans are both kind of bonkers, but like I get the impression the Cardassians are a little bit more bonkers. That they're more willing to go to strange extremes.
Yeah, I guess there's
How did
never
that-
an episode. Is there?
All right, now you
Is
can hear
there-
me on stream. How long was I muted on stream? I was going through Discord, fine. You killed a horror cat? How dare you, Kira? You monster. It's like Jadzia is not the only murderer on the station.
Huh.
But yeah, the question I asked before, which, I mean, the answer was all that mattered, but the question I asked was, is the Obsidian Order a better intelligence service than the Tal Shiar? And it's a resounding maybe. Because both of them kind of log everything their citizens do. The Tal Shiar, people are worried about like them logging the soup. They're worried about paying for their soup and like giving free soup to Tal Shiar operatives. Cardassians can't sit down to a meal without every item being duly noted by the Obsidian Order. That's a lot of information.
And they both get destroyed together when they find the Founder's homeworld.
Yep. Apparently the Tal Shiar survives, because they show up in Picard again. Kinda.
Yeah.
Some of them do.
We needed a villain.
In particular, one of the Tal Shiar is Irish Tal Shiar.
That would annoy me more if I didn't like that actress a whole lot.
I mean,
Yeah, she was great.
I don't know why people have an issue with it. If she settled on Earth, if she lived in Ireland for a while, I don't see why she wouldn't have Irish colloquialisms. She's clearly lived on Earth for quite a long time.
I mean, if you can have Space Irish in TNG, why can't you have Vulcan Irish in Picard?
I'm just surprised she wasn't Space Scottish. We love Space Scotland.
I like that bit in Picard when there's like a northern Romulan continent and a southern with different ridges.
Though actually, now that I think of it, it was kind of weird. If it's weird that that lady had Irish intonations, it's kind of weird that the dude had American intonations. Because, I mean, they were in Europe at the time.
Yeah, France. Le Bar. Le Bar, France.
I assume that guy just settled in America for a bit.
Jean-Luc Picard, throughout the entirety of his tenure in the Star Trek franchise, has spoken with a British accent, but apparently he's from France.
Yeah. I'm still going with the headcanon of it's just such a thick French accent that Universal Translator's overcompensating.
I like it.
It's not my idea, but I'm going to keep it.
Well, you couldn't have done it without the Royal Shakespeare Society. I mean, at least they didn't have Patrick Stewart wear a toupee. That's what
that looked awful.
Gene Roddenberry wanted.
Let me pull up that picture.
I don't even remember that.
It's awful. It's just the worst.
You know, I read once when I was younger, like Patrick Stewart makes baldness sexy, And I was like, you know what? He so does.
Was he wearing a toupee in Dune? Or did he
Here's
actually have
Captain
hair?
Picard. Captain Picard with hair. Captain Picard with hair.
Oh, wow.
It's just the worst.
It's terrible. No,
That's what
made the right choice.
Did they end up making the Admiral uniform like the original concept for the uniform or something?
Sorry, what Admiral uniform?
Oh, just in the shot with his hair, he was wearing the kind of uniform the admirals have.
I think that was just a season 1. Yeah, that's just a
Promo.
season 1 uniform.
And also, they were gonna have the guy who played the Traveler be Data, and they decided to cast Brent Spiner. It was him or Patrick Stewart to be Data.
Yeah, 3,000 ton Screech Rhino? That's a big Screech Rhino. How big are Screech Rhinos? How heavy is a blue whale? So that's about double the size of the largest blue whale.
The largest blue whale is 1,500 tons.
Oh, sorry. Did I say? Sorry, it's
Blue whale weighs
165 tons, so it's 20 times the size of the largest blue whale. "20 times the size. It's a big Screech Rhino. Yes, it is very observant of you. Good job, Gulpinil.
Another line I really like.
Yeah. 9218 black. Why does the color always match how dramatic the scene is? Can you just assume all Obsidian Order codes end with black? Also, why does that clearance code still work?
Because
He
Garrick
has to
still
pull in
has
all the
connection.
savers for that one.
I assume Garrick still has connections, and when he realized he was going on this mission, regardless of whether or not he wanted to, he contacted them and got an updated code.
Okay. That's fair. Wait, there's a... Oh yeah, there is a demilitarized zone, that's right. I was thinking of Romulus.
Neutral zone, militarized zone, Korea, Vietnam. EMZ.
How many lights do you see?
Well, let me find out real quick how many lights I see. My resolution is 3840 by 2160. So I'm seeing about 8.3 million lights.
You need to say that with a big ostrich egg with the top cut off in front of you.
I don't see how you could be so mistaken.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I have a dead pixel, so it's one less than that.
Stone is Geminite.
It's certainly at least 4, though. Actually, this room has a lot of lights in it. What's with the weird fancy light design on the ceiling?
You are 6 years old. You cannot hurt me.
What do you know? It turns out he can hurt him. In fact, he has this big fancy device he uses to hurt him.
zapping somebody with a heart condition could cause a heart attack. So they should have really done research on.
Oh yeah.
Can Picard have heart attacks though? Because he has an artificial heart.
Yeah, no, but it's like with the pacemaker, it can be interfered with like wireless and other technology. You could hack someone's pacemaker in theory.
The Cardassian interior design color schemes, it's okay. It's
They
okay.
really like brown.
Gray. They dressed this room up a bit just for her.
But it's what Cardassians like.
They love gray.
Cardassians themselves are gray, which makes it weird when Garrick mocks the Romulans for being gray, when they're not.
True. Romulans are more green decor, or at least on the outside.
I think he was specifically referring to their architecture in that comment.
Well, he said there were 3 things he said, and 2 of which were the clothes and the people. I don't remember the third.
Cardassians aren't so much gray as they're pastel brown.
Oh, that lamp in the background with the plexiglass rings around it making it. Let me try that again. Making it look like a sort of ring planet. I have some concerns that would make some weird lighting in the room. Some weird reflections. It's like how I don't understand the concept of having a light above a ceiling fan. It just makes the room look flickery.
Yeah.
It always looks awful. Oh man, the real Ileana would hate him.
His
She'd
name's
probably
Ari.
turn. Yeah,
This is a common Jewish name.
She'd probably turn to Kenny Gamore in. Real Ileana would.
I think it's short for Ariel, which is different than Ariel, the mermaid.
I'm looking up the line for Garrick Romulans Gray. What's the exact thing he said?
You'll find the predominant color on Romulus is gray.
The buildings, the clothes, the people. Did you know that the Romulan heart itself is gray? It's true. And Garrick would know. It doesn't really matter that Kira resembles his daughter. They're doing plastic surgery anyway.
Yeah.
I guess just to make the job a little easier. Yeah, none of these guys are using military uniforms. But I guess they're not part of the military. And that woman in the background does have a blue spoon.
And she doesn't look like she's dressed up for anything.
Yeah, it might just be biologically blue.
Like how robins have red breasts. Male robins, anyway.
They are the Senate. And Garrick's now having a good time. He gets to threaten some of the people he hates. He loves threatening people he hates. Probably shouldn't let any of these people live, though, because these are witnesses.
Garrick doesn't hate this guy.
Does he not?
He does not.
I mean, he should still murder Entek and the other two people.
I think this episode's been influencing you.
No, Garrick, don't let them live. What are you doing? They know you're here.
I think you've been dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight too much.
It's just business, man. It's just business. Yeah, we'll see if Garrick is the last one left in the room alone with them. Even if it cuts out, I think we can safely assume these people are dead. Oh, you almost got away with it. Okay, Garrick, there are 2 more witnesses, and they just saw you murder someone. Kill the other 2 witnesses. Garrick,
See,
no.
he just said a pity. I rather liked him.
Does he really like the other 2 witnesses here? There are 2 more people from the Obsidian Order, Garrick.
This is even in that latest Discovery episode, you know, the first one, like there's a lot of killing going on. I think somebody made an observation that Star Trek usually doesn't have that much killing.
I guess.
Kill like dozens of people in the first episode.
That
Me
was
too.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
That they didn't seem to be at all affected by just murdering a couple dozen people. They're totally cool with it.
So yeah, even 3 for Star Trek is kind of a lot. That's why you just let them live off screen. Don't worry about
But, I mean, I'm not saying letting them live is a good thing, though. They totally should have murdered those people.
it. Especially since his last words were, the Obsidian Order was content to let you live in exile. But
The Mathanite government.
Who the
No
hell
idea
are
who they are.
it's the MacLeods from high school. Early advice that's been discredited. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, Takeni. Garrick himself tells people not to trust him. He gets very upset when people do.
Right.
Garrick tries to be nice, though. He tries to help. The Mathanites were governed by the Mathanite government, and that's all we got to know about that. I mean, Kira, you knew this dude for like 3 days. It's not that big a deal.
It's like the Romulan dissidents in the TNG episode Redemption with Spock and Sarek. It's like it never gets anywhere. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Redemption. It was Unification.
Unification.
Never gets anywhere. Just got dissidents, and they just keep dissenting.
The dissident movement does actually go somewhere here, though. It doesn't actually change anything about Cardassia. But they do seize power, the dissident movement.
They never make a connection between like this dissident movement and in the last season when they betrayed the Dominion. They never make that link between those two, do they?
Yeah, not
I
really.
don't think so, but I was thinking more about when the Klingons invade Cardassia, because the dissonant movement took over, and they think that was because of the founders.
Oh yeah, that's true.
True, true.
I don't know what happened. The dissonance, the civilian government is probably completely replaced when the Dominion takes over, though.
Oh yeah,
Oh, sure.
purged.
All right, the next episode, and the last episode for the day, is
Oh.
The Abandoned. The Abandoned. Episode 6, which is about a Jem'Hadar child.
What? Jem'Hadar children? I thought they were
Jem'Hadar
like
children.
Borg. Just had maturation chambers and then
Plot. Commander Cisco institutes corporal punishment on the station when child misbehaves. It's a true story.
oh doggo.
I think this might be my favorite picture of this dog. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Still have that red chair.
Nah, this is from my parents' house. I don't actually. The only chair I own is the one I'm currently sitting in, my computer chair. All right, press play in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I don't own any other chairs. I don't own a couch. I just have this. I have my one chair, and it works great. I
And for
like
eating?
my chair. I had a couch actually, but I got rid of it.
You don't even have chairs for eating, like at a dining table or a breakfast
Nah.
table?
Nope. In fact, I don't
Company?
actually own a table.
Or company?
Nah.
Okay. Do you have a folding chair for company?
What do you mean r/male living space? Is that one of those like rat's nest subreddits? Male
Yeah.
living spaces.
That's a funny one. I gotta put my thing up there. I have a bed with no mattress because I like sleeping on hardwood. It makes my back feel better after slouching all day.
Okay, so it's not one of those subreddits about like being horribly like hideous and covered in junk or anything like that. Okay, there's one picture of that. No, it's just I just keep things that I actively use. It's clean. It's minimal. If I don't use something for a long time, I just get rid of it. What do I want it for?
Do you have a collection of Star Trek novels?
No.
Okay.
I have a collection of Star Trek starships. That's my only novelty items though, my starships.
How many?
I have all of the hero ships. Except the La Serena, I guess. I don't know if they've made one yet. I've got all the Enterprises. I've got Voyager, the Defiant, Deep Space Nine, and the Discovery.
Children usually aren't allowed in a gambling establishment.
Ah, but it's also a restaurant.
What did Quark call it in one episode? Quark's Bar and Casino Arcade or something like that?
I don't know. Oh, we've seen this lady before. This lady gave Quark the Lee Nollis's earring, the Bajoran hero.
Oh yeah, and she has like the chocobo track in the middle of her forehead.
We will see her again too.
Yeah, Jake's like 15 or 16-ish, something like that.
What is her race? It starts with a B.
Boslik.
That's the one.
A Boslik? Is she the only Boslik we see?
The word basilisk
So-
is an old word for lizard.
Quark's Bar and Grill and Slot Machines, is that the real name?
I can't remember the full name.
Someone wrote in the chat.
I think it's like restaurant and casino arcade or something like that.
Later, he adds all Hollow Suites. Well,
I
he
think it
kinda
is
had it for
Hollow
the
Suite
racquetball.
Arcade.
Yeah, maybe it's Hollow Suite Arcade. Yeah.
You know what? I have all the scripts downloaded. Let me just do a script search. I can find out the exact phrasing. Arcade
all the scripts
search.
across all 4 shows, like the original, the original 4 shows.
Yeah, all the older shows.
Pre-millennial.
In all my years as proprietor of Quark's Bar, Grill, Gaming House, and Hollow Suite Arcade, I've never seen such a glowing employee performance report.
Sorry, could you say that one more time?
Quark's Bar, Grill, Gaming House, and Hollow Suite Arcade.
Thank you.
Oh, when you finish that sentence, I now know what episode that's from.
The one where he's trying to get
It's really
certain kinds of favors from his employees.
That whole episode is really bad.
3 bars of Latinum. You know, I laughed really hard when we first learned that Latinum's so valuable they put it in a worthless metal like gold, and that's why
Yeah.
it's gold
Yeah.
plus Latinum.
So the scripts I have,
Mhm.
I got them from Chakotea. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know.
Mhm.
And then downloaded all of them from there, converted them from HTML to TXT, and then Notepad++ has a search function that works just across folders and subfolders. So
Thanks for that.
just search arcade,
had-
and then here's the result, and here's the whole script, and where it shows up.
Hey, I want to apologize to everyone in the Discord. I think I snapped at you all for like implying the novels weren't that good. I kind of had a rough teenage, period of my life, and the novels kind of carried me through along with TNG. So I shouldn't have raised my voice though. Implied you weren't fit to be on the voice chat.
Don't
This is not admissible.
don't worry. I think we all know you were joking.
Okay. I know, but it's rude to raise your
You're a
voice,
terrible
especially-
person for saying that. How dare you?
Shouldn't have raised my voice. There's no reason for that. Everyone got quiet after that, so I just felt like I need to apologize.
Okay.
To be clear, when I get quiet often, I'm actually playing Dark Souls 2 while doing this, so
Oh.
sometimes I'm not paying attention.
I've never been able to get into Souls games.
I'm sorry.
Just not for me. For not liking Souls games?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just like that. Not just I want to apologize, but I'm sorry.
Okay. We forgive you.
It wasn't directed at you, but
We
I
forgive you.
Brian, you got to screen this better.
A friend, I played Bloodborne with a friend, and I was stuck on the first boss for like 3 hours. I just couldn't get it. That was the end.
I played Klingon Honor Guard until I got like motion sickness.
Oh, Boslick Captain. Yep. There it is.
Like the old Doom games, if you played it too much, like seeing the walls move would make you motion sick. That's what happened to me.
The only Dune game I played is Emperor Battle for Dune.
No, Doom, like the original Doom where you like run around with Microsoft DOS.
Okay. No, yeah, never played that. I did not play Emperor Battle for Doom. Emperor Battle for Dune was okay, though. I only played it like 16 years ago. So
right.
I don't really remember all the details. I just remember there was a big sandworm, and I played as the bird people.
Star Trek Klingon Honor Guard was a first-person shooter, not a shooter, but you had a batleth in your hand the whole time. So you'd just be batlething people.
So that kid looks nothing like a Jem'Hadar.
It's adorable.
Not yet, anyway.
Aw.
Do they just feel bad about putting prosthetics on a baby?
Probably.
Ancient Maya, they would consider cross-eyed to be beautiful, so they would put a jewel between a baby's eyebrows, and it would like always be looking at that, and it would have naturally cross eyes.
That's weird.
Wow.
Is that true?
I read it somewhere once, but
I don't know if
bad.
it's true, but I'm going to accept it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we'd consider that child abuse today.
Yeah, you can't like implant jewels into people's foreheads. You can't like bind their feet to make them small. You can't do stuff like that.
Right. You can't deform them from a young age.
There are other things you can't do that I don't know if I can say on YouTube that people do quite commonly regarding certain body modifications.
The Borg baby, the Jem'Hadar baby.
Yeah, Cisco just loves children. He's the opposite of Picard in basically every way. I didn't notice a geode on
It was
the wall.
also really. It was also really important because oftentimes, the stereotype is that black men are absent fathers. So
Yeah.
they wanted to show that in the show that like.
Yeah.
this is
Well,
what
Avery
the dad
Brooks
is
wanted
like.
that. He was very insistent that he be a present father, which makes the ending to the entire series very uncomfortable for me because he turned into an absentee father.
True. But his son
And
became
Jake-
a journalist at that point.
Yeah, but he had just had another child, or his wife was pregnant.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I was about to say, yeah, Jacob's grown up by that point, but he has another kid now. Not even born.
Cassidy Yates, she was such a great, like, air captain.
I am going to reject that beta canon where he divorces Cassidy. That does not happen in my canon. There is no divorce.
I mean, there's no time when you're with the prophets. It's not linear.
But yeah, I'm really not happy with the way the series ended.
I mean,
with the prophets.
It wasn't the. They should have gone on for another season at least, but it wasn't up to them. So that's why everything was like sewn up ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it ending where it did, the very end of the Dominion War. I think that's fine. I just don't like all the Paw Wraith stuff and the fire caves and Cisco going to live in the Celestial Temple. All that stuff.
I think it would have been better if Cisco just retired with Cassidy to Bajor.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't the alternative that the writers came up with that it was going to be Cisco wakes up and he's actually Benny Russell?
Oh, I think it. Yeah, but the issue was that was gonna like invalidate all of Star Trek canon. Like none of it really
There's
happened.
that, and also it just would have been a terrible ending to the show.
Yeah. Don't go with it was just a dream.
Yeah.
How badly we reacted to These Are the Voyages, so they could have just renamed it that.
Still does not look like a Jem'Hadar. He's a little more scaly now. A little scalier. So this kid is Bumper Robinson, which who names their kid Bumper? What kind of a name is that? But I'm wondering if there's any relation to Andrew Robinson. Probably not. It's not a terribly uncommon
Fairly
name.
common last name, yeah.
But
the child looks African American to me, despite the gray makeup. Because the baby was a little brown baby too.
Yeah. He'll turn gray later. And he'll also just look like a Jem'Hadar in general later. Kind of a weird looking Jem'Hadar, but Jem'Hadar are all the same. Also, where did they get the Ketracel white? I guess we're gonna find out.
It was in the wreckage.
It was in the wreckage? Okay.
So it's a crack baby.
All Jim Hadar are.
Oh, some foam sound insulation there. Very nice. Does the baby also come with a manual? It comes with everything you need to take care of a Jem'Hadar child.
If only human children would age like that, it would be so much easier. I wouldn't have to change any diapers.
Who's Bob Newhart? Who's that? That sounds familiar, but I don't recognize offhand.
He's a comedian, had a couple TV shows in the past.
Yep.
Okay.
And one of them ended with it all being a dream, so like that's why that's probably being mentioned in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, is that ever a good ending? Is there anything that ends with it just being a dream where that's a satisfying ending? Does that ever happen? I can't think
Wizard
of
of
it.
Oz.
Okay.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Alice in Wonderland.
Was that a dream?
I think because she fell asleep by the river at the beginning, and she was looking for her cat or something, Dinah.
You're crossing some stories there, though. No Place Like Home was Wizard of Oz.
I said Wizard of Oz earlier.
I guess the ending of Far Beyond the Stars works as a dream.
Click your heels.
Why'd you close the door, Odo? Most people just talk in the doorway. What's going on? Scared to let her in? You got someone in there, Odo? What's going on? Where are you taking the plants?
I have something, but I don't want to say it. It's too much.
Is it not YouTube friendly?
Maybe not. Get demonetized.
Okay. Oh no, I might lose my 30 cents.
Put it in the Discord chat. Then we
That's
could decide.
It's not that bad. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, now Kira gets to see the quarters. But I'm shape-shifting around the room. And of course, we know these quarters are right above Quark's quarters. Just to mess with him. See, Odo does this thing. He's really embarrassed to show people the slightest bit about him, but as soon as they see a little bit, he just goes into this tirade where he's like fanboying about anything. Just completely opens his heart as soon as they see the little bit. It's like, no, I can't show you my quarters. I can't tell you anything about it. Now he gets in there. It's like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can shapeshift like this, I can shapeshift like that, I can... And the very passionate voice he puts on.
It's about changeling pride.
In fact, he'd like it if you would stay there more often, Kira. He doesn't have a bed, but he could be a bed.
We're here, we're clear.
Oh, no, Odo, you need that bucket.
He just said he doesn't use it anymore.
Why doesn't he use...
He says he reverts to his gelatinous form any shape that he wants. He's just a puddle in the room.
Yeah, he just oozes all over the place. Is there Odo residue all over the room, or does he draw all of himself back together?
Keep looking for triangle ships, Ryan.
Oh, yes, on the outside. I don't think there were any there.
Yeah, but you know, you're missing out major script details because you're looking for triangle ships, even indoors.
Script
Wait a
details don't matter.
Is this after the episode where Bashir and O'Brien get landed on the planet and they have the Jem'Hadar that are not addicted to
that comes later.
Okay.
They don't know anything about Ketracel White yet. They're about to.
I was gonna say, because if it was before, then they should know by the DNA that it's a Jem'Hadar, but
This is a weird shot for Star Trek. Also, you clearly did not hit Siddiq al-Tahila, Father Abdurrahman Muhammad Akand Abu Karim al-Makti with that fist. It didn't
So
even
they're
get
doing
close.
They're doing it from the boy's perspective because they don't expect the audience to know that he's a Jem'Hadar yet.
I guess. Oh. Now now the Jem'Hadar is a friend. Founder.
They never gave him a haircut.
It's good that he
With a-
immediately recognizes Odo as
with
a
a
changeling.
snotty nose.
Founder.
If you were all alone in an alien sick bay,
And you were just a baby like yesterday?
you'd be a snotty-nosed renegade running away too.
Yep, exactly. Like you, Odo. Yeah. I mean, maybe, Jadzia, but you can't assume that.
Yeah.
Jadzia is a scientist talking.
You gotta err on the side of he's actually a person.
Well, I think if they're talking about a bloodthirsty enemy child and that sort of thing, they can at least run some more extensive tests to determine that. And then treat him like a sentient being.
See, that just seems like being space racist against Jem'Hadar. The Jem'Hadar we've seen so far are violent, but I mean, like just because you met some other culture's soldiers doesn't mean that they're all like that.
That's true. At this point in the series, do they know that they're genetically created by the founders?
I don't
Or
think
that they're
so.
just
No, they don't know anything about them at this point.
They just know they're gray and they like hitting things.
I mean, like last week, we were still trying to figure out who's in charge of the Dominion, and we thought the Vorta were the founders.
all right.
So the series is just starting its arc, the Dominion War.
Odo, you're saying this like you have some kind of personal experience with this. First-hand knowledge. Yeah, these people have barely even had any interaction with Jem'Hadar. They're making a lot of assumptions here.
Well, also last week, the Jem'Hadar crashed one of their Jem'Hadar ships into the Galaxy-class USS Odyssey.
Yeah, but it's not like we say the Japanese are biologically engineered killing machines just because of the kamikaze attacks in World War II.
True, but at the time, we made war movies against the Japs and how great it was to kill them.
And that was decidedly a bad thing. I just want to note that.
Yep.
Japanese internment camps, not a great chapter in American history.
I agree. Sorry for using a racial slur against Japanese people. I was trying to reference the historic nature of that.
It's time specific.
A quote, as it were. So, how old do Jem'Hadar get again? They said, was it the age of 20 is Honored Elder?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, this guy clearly does not know how to sit.
It's like a
But then
marine.
on Jem'Hadar ships, they don't have chairs, so maybe it's just a biological thing with Jem'Hadar. They aren't made to sit.
Oh, that's a good point too. And no wonder he feels sick when he eats because Jem'Hadar don't eat.
That's true.
According.
They get everything they need from the white.
Like I don't need to eat. I just inject sugar into my blood.
I'm just looking up Jem'Hadar lifespans now. Honored.
They just
Few ever
engineered
lived to the age of
Jem'Hadar.
20. Those who did were awarded the title of Honored Elder. So yeah, that's 20, and no Jem'Hadars ever lived to 30.
Like they're engineered to have back pain if they sit.
Now we're finding out they're kind of genetically engineered to just be violent. Oh, he sat down.
Tasmanian devil. Yeah, then he got up.
Oh, he's sitting down for real now.
I hate water.
Odo, you're teaching someone else to smile when you can barely do it yourself.
Do you think a Jem'Hadar child would do well in a Klingon empire? They love
Sure.
smashing things.
It's a great idea, actually.
Also, that
Okay.
woman looks way older than Jake.
Cisco is just one of those liberal hippie parents who are like, okay, pray love.
I mean, if he's supposed to be 16 and she's supposed to be 20, that's still a really weird
Yeah, that
relationship. But that age difference is
Sounds too
Yeah.
bad.
it's
The age-
not great.
it's not that large of an age difference, but I mean, for how formative those particular years are, that's
Yeah,
It's unusual for us.
not great.
Plus, she's a Dabo girl, so she's seen all kinds of men. You know, like it's like a waitress basically in the big city.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
we already know at this point that, she uses her body to manipulate people at the wheel.
her feminine wiles.
So,
But she's Bajoran, so Bajorans are always the good guys, unless they're.
I'm just
Ayurvedic
thinking of
system.
the half your age plus 7 rule. So for this lady, if she's 20, that would be 17. And honestly, Jake it might actually be 16, but he doesn't look 16. He looks like 14.
And when you do the half your age plus 7 for Jake, it doesn't work out either.
In 8th grade, you were dating a high school senior? Yeah, that's weird. That's not good. Now I'm gonna
Reminds you
look
of
up how old was Sarah Lofton exactly.
Of how, like in the movie Scream, you have like 30-year-olds playing high schoolers. It was a big thing in the 90s.
play Dom Jot human.
Okay, so yeah, so Sarah Lofton was 16 here. Or 15, depending on what month this was actually shot instead of aired.
I mean, it's like the equivalent of your daughter bringing a biker guy home with a leather jacket and everything. The Hell's Angels.
I mean, obviously, this relationship doesn't last. Usually, the relationships in these shows end because the person's evil, but I don't remember her being evil.
It's not that she's evil. She's like, he's tutoring her in entomology because she wants to study it, and she goes off to school.
Okay.
Helps him.
Maybe
Well, that's better than
best.
her being evil and killing someone.
That's usually how high school relationships end. You go to different colleges. Different...
Or maybe she could have been murdered by the Jem'Hadar kid. That would have ended the relationship. It's a figure of speech, Odo. Let's not get hung up on it.
Yeah, you're not Data.
Into the carotid artery. Needs to go right into the heart, huh?
They need it. Some good stuff.
Could have just... Give me the shakes. I'm a fiend for Deep Space Nine.
It's a good thing they included that Ketracel White in their Jem'Hadar kit. Otherwise, he'd be dead pretty shortly. How does he even grow? Like, physically grow from baby to this size without any kind of nutrients? Like, was he actually just a 130-pound baby? And now he just expanded into a 130-pound man?
Not how Cisco picked him up.
I mean, maybe
True.
Cisco's really strong. You don't know. He thought he could take a Vulcan.
He was in that maturation chamber thing, so maybe it's like the yolk there.
And yeah, how can Odo expend energy when he doesn't eat? Where does he get the energy from? How does this work? Is he solar powered?
That does violate the law of conservation of energy for sure.
Odo is just a perpetual motion machine.
The U.S. Patent Office won't even entertain an application for a perpetual motion machine.
As they
There's been so
shouldn't.
many
Literally physically impossible. What else is he supposed to look like? Just like a cloud walking around talking to people? Just oozing around the floor yelling at people? How's that gonna work? You can't
Well,
harumph if you're a blob.
At least he didn't pick up the superiority complex when he was in the Great Link. First time.
Yeah.
It comes later.
Yeah, see, this is why I was saying he should go out to a specialist. Odo is not a psychologist or a specialist. I mean, I get it for the plot of the episode, of course, but
Oh yeah, that character in the Orville, the slime guy. Though he actually had a mouth. I'm just thinking like Odo is just a blob, like a puddle on the floor. Yeah, it helps control the Jem'Hadar dude that Odo's a god to him. That helps.
How fast is that Ketracel White being pumped into him?
Real quick. To kill.
Looks like
Oh. Sorry, that was space racist of me. He's not looking to kill. He just wants knowledge.
See? He's a student.
Now he knows what fighting is. Yeah, I don't think the Jem'Hadar kid's distressed by this. I think he's really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Jem'Hadar.
Jem'Hadar who beam onto the ship with rifles ready and then use them as batons.
As clubs.
Okay.
Look, there he goes. He just smacked Cisco with his gun. Just shoot him. Yeah, that kid was into it. He loves the murder. Well, the distinct lack of murder because they refused to actually fire the gun.
That's what guns are for.
So who's paying for all this Hollow Sweet time? Is this on Odo's tab? Or is Cisco extorting Quark into just letting them have it?
Yeah,
That's pretty much what I would expect, just because Quark's the one who's responsible for all this.
yeah, this is a great idea, Odo. Give someone who is addicted to fighting all the fighting that he wants and expect him to abstain on the outside. That works well with alcoholics too.
Just only drink in a bar. What's the problem?
This is why you send him to a specialist and not let Odo do his psychoanalysis.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to tell kids with aggression issues to punch a pillow. But now they're like, no, that actually encourages the aggression. You don't want to teach kids to punch pillows. Teach them how to count to 10.
Just go straight to like 10 or something, Odo. Let the kid be beat up.
You can do all the crack you want here, but on the outside, you can't do it.
Exactly. You know, maybe the Jem'Hadar are just such good fighters that that's why they just hit people with the butt of the gun. They don't want to use a real weapon or it'd be too easy for them. Just smack people. Did Odo get a bed?
Pretty sure the Jem'Hadar could sleep wherever they need to.
Oh, yeah. Even on the Defiant.
You know, Karen, maybe what he needs is a mother figure. Maybe you should move in with Odo too. You could have a whole family. The Bajorian, the Changeling, and the Jem'Hadar.
Ew.
That shouting love match comes later. Which is a great scene, by the way.
Yeah, Odo, you're kind of... I'm not sure this argument actually works, Odo, because you do actually have some fascist tendencies.
No, exactly. And he ends up going back to the Founders anyway, so it's not like it's stuck.
And he's pointing that big fat gelatinous finger at her.
Yeah, maybe the Jem'Hadar do the half sleep, half awake thing. That would be in character for them. That's because you're a Jem'Hadar. Yes, they are. No, they look mostly afraid, Odo.
Yeah.
And a little bit curious. So what do the Jem'Hadar do when they have no one to fight? Do they just fight each other?
They train, I guess.
Do they just hang out?
They lift weights.
They're always hanging out in the gym, lifting weights, talking about their gains.
Slapping each other with towels. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how they're.
Kissing their biceps.
Flexing in the mirror.
Shaving their body hair.
Injecting shit into their balls.
The USS Constellation. Is that the original Constellation class? Or did they just call it that? Where did he get a cloaking device?
That's biological.
How is that biological? That
Is
doesn't
it
make sense.
biological that it can go through walls also?
Yeah.
He didn't go through a wall. He walked through that door there.
Yeah, but how do you have a biological cloaking device? Anyway.
It's canon that it's biological because in later episodes when they're running low on Ketracel White, the Jem'Hadar can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I was thinking of the episode Rocks and Shoals where, yeah, they're running out of Ketracel. And that one guy says, I'm no longer able to shroud myself. But I assume that was just because he, broke his thing.
Thank you.
But I guess if it's biological, I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea to have a biological cloaking device as a character, but okay. Yeah, see, the thing about Starfleet taking Mr. Jem'Hadar, even though he's his own person, yeah, Starfleet doesn't really follow its own rules if it is convenient for them.
What rule is that?
Kidnapping. You're not allowed to do that. And this Jem'Hadar man, he's his own individual. He should have rights, but he doesn't because it's convenient for Starfleet and the Federation to imprison him. An experiment. Starfleet is happy to break the Prime Directive when it's convenient for them.
How would you know that, little kid?
Because Odo's soft, and the real founders wouldn't be soft.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why did they beam there? That's surprising.
It's pretty smart.
Do they ever do that again?
That's the smartest thing they do in all 4 series. They never use the intersite transporter.
Yeah, I think there was one other time they beamed to a docking hatch or something, but there are so many times they could use the transporter and don't.
It's not shown directly, but it is implied that they do in that episode with Varad Dax when he steals Dax.
And Cisco's just kind of hanging out in the...
Yeah, he just shows up in the docking ring for some reason.
It's implied that if you use site-to-site transport, you have a higher chance of beaming into a wall. That's why we use the transporter pad.
He does have a transporter in ops, though, so we would be beaming from a pad at least. Definitely safer to beam from pad to pad, though.
Admiral Nechayev is behind this.
First Hugh, and now this kid.
Why does nobody listen to her? All she wants to do is to use people against their own people.
As you do.
As you do. He's just an alien, what do we care?
Every time you need a hard-nosed woman, you get Admiral Nechayev out of the...
You know, it's kind of funny. The Jem'Hadar are kind of the opposite of Data, right? Because he's an artificial life form, but I think it could be argued that the Jem'Hadar are biological machines.
True.
There's no triangle ship on the outside here. There's nothing docked.
We don't get a rant from Admiral Nechayev?
Not in this episode.
She's mostly Picard's nemesis anyway.
All Cisco does say Starfleet has expressed disappointment. That means he got chewed out in his office.
Yep, Human plays Domjot. Another awful mug. And another instance of, in the future, they don't have multiple files on one pad. Every pad is only for one thing. They didn't have the idea of a file browser or a hard drive back in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm doing paperwork, so I have 20 pads on my desk.
All right, that's it. We're done. Next week is going to have one okay episode and two excellent ones. The okay one is Meridian. It's fine. There's this planet that's phasing in and out of existence, and Dax gets a crush on one of the guys on the planet. But the other two are Civil Defense, where they activate the Cardassian security program, and Defiant, where Thomas Riker tears off his sideburns for the big reveal.
And that one sets up a big plot point later, which is really nice.
Also want to point out some real life space stuff that's happening today. There is the second crew launch of the SpaceX Dragon at 7:27 Eastern this evening. So if you want to watch some real space stuff, head over to YouTube and search for NASA.
It's some fancy space stuff today.
History in the making.
Let's see what next week's TNG episodes are. TNG, we're into season 3 now. We're starting season 3. It's going to be Evolution with Wesley Crusher and his nanobots. Ensigns of Command, where Data tries to evacuate this colony that doesn't want to leave. And The Survivors, which is also about music, kind of. And the Husnock, and that ship is triangular. It's a good episode.
Gotta load more dog pictures.
Oh, we have more dog pictures going right now.
Oh, okay.
They're going. But anyway, that was that's my sister's dog. Baxter is his name. Yeah, Baxter.
Oh.
Yep, Uther and that dog being best friends, hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Though there was Uther and the black lab being best friends has caused some issues, because now every time Uther sees a black lab, it's like, oh my god, is that dog? He just freaks out.
It is an issue. Like the Jem'Hadar in this episode.
Yeah. Oh no, there's my glasses in the background. Now you know what kind of glasses I wear. The horror.
You wear glasses?
I do wear glasses. I do. Glasses are good.
You do.
Expectation versus reality pictures there. The nice picture versus the real picture straight onto the dog. Yeah, I just doxed myself. Now you know that I wear the Woodrow frames from I Buy Direct. Dog loves his stick. The stream's over, by the way. Now I'm just looking at my own pictures of dogs.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, D-Blow, Harmonix, J-Rings, Michael. And thank you, chat. Have a great weekend. See you next week.
Yep. See you next week, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya. The Yorkie is Annie. That's Annie. And she's a good dog. Well, she's not a very friendly dog. She doesn't really like anyone except me. And my parents. She doesn't like new people. She doesn't like other dogs. She just... yeah. Likes me a lot, though.
Poor doggo.
Yep, there she is again. She likes hanging out underneath pillows. Oh, there's The Office in the background. Apparently I was watching The Office that day. Just hanging out. Hanging out with the dog, having a lazy day. Annie with her tongue doing a little bit of a blip. And again. Annie's also kind of a weird dog in that she doesn't like to be pet with hands. She's only interested in being pet with a foot. Zero interest in hands. She'll like run up and flop over next to your foot and you have to pet her with that. There she is hanging out by the window. Licking some of the eye boogers off Uther's face, apparently. Oh yeah, this is Uther's favorite thing to do. When he's been playing fetch a lot, he has to cool down his paws in the bucket of water, and he just bites at it. He doesn't drink it normally, he just bites the water. I don't know why he does that. He also washes his ball, because as he throw it, it gets covered in dirt and stuff, so he uses the water to clean the ball. This dog has no chill. He's entirely ball... What's it called? Ball motivated. He's not food motivated. All he wants is his ball. It's all he cares about.
Huh.
Oh, there's Halo 4. I was doing some dog sitting. I hadn't played that in a long time, so I wanted to see if it was as bad as I remember. Because I didn't like it the first time. I still don't like it. It's fine. It's not great. It's okay. Coming up on the end now. Bit of an odd freeze frame on that Yorkie that time. Yeah, at this point I don't live with these dogs, so I'm seeing them in sort of different places. All these pictures.
I got it, Jet. Good stream.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Yep, see you potentially next week, maybe.
Hope so.
Yep, here he is. He's not enjoying his food, he's just biting his ball. It's all he wants, is the ball. Dog mid-yawn. I don't know why I took so many pictures. Oh, there's a little tongue out. I guess that's why I took that picture. At this point, this was fairly recently. This was during the summer when it's really hot outside. So the dogs are just... tongues are lolling out. Just trying to keep cool. They're doing their best. Yeah, there she is with her foot. And my black socks, very important. Black socks. With his ball. I think we're coming up on the end here. We're coming up to present day. Yep, again, still during the summer, so... Oh, here's the... Yeah, Uther hanging out with the black lab. It's a good video. Just slowly walking up to him, then just